Yeah, I've seen Kill Hannah countless times throughout the years in Chicago. One of the most memorable shows that I was at was you were actually co-headlining with Mindless Self Indulgence. I believe it was like the Congress Theater, RIP. And
is it gone?
Oh, it's been gone for years.
Ah, too bad.
I know, right?
Beautiful theater. Wow.
Oh, it was so good. But I can only imagine the antics being on tour with the guys from MSI. Do you have any stories that you like to divulge?
Hell yeah. I mean, we love those guys. That was a really rough tour for us because, you know, I don't know how many of your listeners are also aspiring artists, but, you know, you get that when it comes to touring, you kind of mix it up. You want a headline, so it's your bill, but you also want to pepper your schedule with opening tours so that you can theoretically win over other people's crowds, right? And
sure.
Expand. And it's just really fucking tough sometimes because headlining artists who are lifestyle artists who have real, you know, loyal, obsessed fans, it goes either way. It should be, right? Like hypothetically, I'm going to give this opening band the benefit of the doubt because my hero chose to bring them on tour. But it's
right.
Instead they adopt this, like, I'll demonstrate my loyalty to the headliner by like ruthlessly lambasting the openers, you know, and that, so we were kind of victim of that. Great tour though. I mean, we fucking love those guys. And I'm a fan. And it's funny because their sound, if you pay attention to it now, it's aged well. Like it's still, hey, people are still ripping them off. But antics, yeah, I have some good antics. But even just before I mention that, two quick things. One, I just tagged Jimmy and Lindsay in an Instagram post an hour ago, and I haven't talked to those guys in a while. I actually think they crush on Cameo, but a fan had posted something about a show at the Fonda Theater with MSI and Kill Hannah, and I wrote something kind of silly, and I tagged both of them. So kind of small world. That's crazy that you bring that up, but that was also where we grew as a band because, and you can ask, it'd be funny to ask Johnny his opinion on this, but a switch was flipped. There was a point where we were just so sick of being polite, and we were so sick of just going out there and bleeding for these people who were like flipping us off and throwing things at us. And I don't know where exactly, I think it was Minneapolis. And I was just like, I can't fucking stand it. There's a point, you know what I mean? Like I have a threshold. We're all human, and I don't care who you are. There's a dude in the front row flicking me off like full time, like beginning of the song, middle of the song, end of the song, then and I was just like, dude, I just hit a limit, and I grabbed usually you want to throw like a half empty bottle, but I want to.
A lot of their fan base, like I love MSI, but a lot of their fan base is like, you know, if MSI was a TV show, it would be Rick and Morty, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, exactly, which is great. Yeah. And so I took a bottle that was like barely open, all the water was still in it, and I threw it as hard as I could, and I hit this dude in the like point blank range, hit him in the chest, and the minute I did that, Johnny suddenly had permission as well, and then he started fighting back, and we just unlocked this new side of us that we didn't know we had, because we were always trying to be polite. And in so doing, we actually won over the crowd. So that was a learning. That was a big like lesson for us. We took on forever, and then we got to other countries, and we just, you know, we raised hell. And then antics. Okay, so the first antic I think of is, first thing that comes to mind is what they did to prank me on the final show of the tour. So
go on.
So that's a long-standing tradition of pranking, and it's a sign that it's an endearing thing, because once you start touring a lot, you don't want to even think about a prank because there's one more thing to do. You're like, do I have to prank these motherfuckers? And because you're fried, and it's just one more tour out of 1,000 tours. But those guys, we pranked hard and they pranked us. And so I'll tell you that really quick. So the way they pranked us was I came out and it was really simple, cost effective, and high impact prank. So it was just to me, by the way, it didn't affect anyone else, but usually we have this big dramatic intro and then I come out, and I'm off stage and then I come on stage with some, some dramatic sort of like opening liners. We just sing the first lines for our first song. And sometimes when I come out and I make a big ceremony of it, and sometimes I don't know why, like there might be like, in this case, there was a towel over my mic. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. And so I go up to sing this kind of tender line of the first song, or the first line of our first song. And there's a big plastic dildo where my mic is, but my mic is inside the dildo. It's like a hollow purple plastic dildo.
So it was still functioning, but still it was a giant penis.
Well, it's not functioning at that moment as a dildo. It could have functioned as a dildo, but it was like the balls, everything. It was just, anyway, so the mic is inside, so I have to sing into this dick or I'll miss the cue. So they know I'm going to do that. So I'm singing into this dick, and then they know my next instinct will be to show must go on. And then the fans don't know. This is their first time ever seeing us, a lot of these fans. So they're like, geez, this band's into some weird stuff. and so I go, they know naturally I'm going to try to pull the cable out, pull the mic out, and they like triple secured it in there. So I cannot. So the whole first two songs is me with this giant purple dildo trying to get this mic out of it. And so I had no cool, like whatever I'm trying to sell as me being cool is just out the window. It's just impossible. So and I appreciated it.
Yeah.
So I was laughing too. I'm like, they're awesome. And then, so we went over the top. So what we did was, we had, it was really crazy. I'll try not to take forever, but Jimmy always went out with the same fucking thing. Jimmy always had like this long tailed jacket and the spiked hair and on this tour, he wore the same outfit. So we dressed up a buddy of ours to look exactly like him. Okay. And then we had, in the middle of his first song, we had two tall, this is not racist, but we had like Asian dudes in just bikini bottoms and masks run on stage and pick him up in the middle of his first song, or maybe it was like in the middle of their set, just pick him off stage and run off stage, like kidnap him from the stage. And the crowd thought it was part of the act, you know what I mean? And then we had our impersonator come out and like basically pretended to be Jimmy for the next like rest of the song and just confused the fuck out of everyone.
That's amazing.
And just derailed the whole show. And then we kept him kidnapped so he couldn't come out.
Sure.
So the whole show was just derailed. They're like, slowly people started realizing that it wasn't him, but it wasn't funny and it wasn't cool and it wasn't a big splash. It was just, okay. And, you know what I mean? And no one in the band knew what to do. Anyway, really funny. Fun to think back to that. That was a great tour.
Oh,
sorry.
Absolutely.
And I've got 5 more minutes and I feel awful because I ramble.
Oh, no big deal. No big deal. So my last question, the band recently got back together last year for a fundraiser for Jerry Bryant. For people who don't know, a legendary host of JBTV alongside Greg Corner at this moment. After so many years, what was playing those old songs like as a group?
First of all, it was really easy. We had, like I mentioned, just I think the years and the 10,000 hours, the 20,000 hours, the 40,000 hours
right
we put into it is just muscle memory at this point, which is awesome. So
it's like riding a bike.
I mean, for us it was. It's not always that case, but it's not always the case. But for us, it really wasn't. That was one thing I noticed. The fact that, just what it means, what Chicago always means to us, how like fun it is to connect with those fans, how grateful I am that those fans are, still believe in us, and what role our music and that scene that we created meant to a lot of those fans in that formative time of their life. I still that's one reason I really love Instagram, is that I get those comments, and a fan, like just today I was just reading about stuff I wouldn't realize, but one of those fans, for example, she and her friend drove 14 hours to the show, and she talked about the adventure they had on the way and why blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea. We don't know like what it really meant, what it really meant. And I'm the same as a fan to a lot of other bands, so I know exactly. But that, and then seeing just kicking it with the band is great. Jerry is like a one of a kind, and
right,
our biggest supporter. And I go so far back with him that when I described it, I first moved to Lake Forest, I was 17 or 16. I went to a big show at it was called the World Music Theater back then. Now it's called God knows what. I don't know what. Purell Arena or something. I don't know. Oh yeah. But it's like it's out in the
Vic's Vapor Road Theater.
Yeah. Zoom, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Zoom, and I was the headquarters of Zoom. But we I was there for Lollapalooza, and Jerry was there out interviewing people. He had that white hair, and he was just so cool. And that was my first impression. I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? And then at this show, I remember thinking, is the greatest, most like undiscovered show in the world for music fans, because it's what MTV should be. It's
right.
Like people who really love music, and he's been there for every step of the way, and believe in us when nobody else did. And so it was easy decision for us to get back in that way. And it's just always amazing to be back in Chicago and to play. I don't have anything more on that, but you've got 2 more minutes. Do you want another salacious story?
That was literally all I had written down, so it's kind of perfect timing. Matt, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to be on this newfangled video series. I'm like still trying to figure out like how to dress and what to do with my hands, so I appreciate the patience. Is there anything you want to plug before we go?
No, just hit me up on, I post everything that we have going on with Cameo right now. I was really excited to post today that Kathleen Hanna from Bikini Kill just came on. So anyone that wants to follow me on Instagram, that's a great place. Matt Devine's Life. And are you wearing a lavalier? Is that your real Pro?
No, this is a pair of wired headphones that came with my Samsung phone. I usually have like a pair of Bluetooth earbuds with me, and it's typically behind a black background, so you can't really see them.
Gotcha.
So that's my illusion, but I'm not at the office, and my headphones ran out of battery, so here I am.
I would work on the background for the next one, but other than that, I think you're on fire. I think you look awesome, and Dan, you're the man, and thank you for being flexible with me. I know we had to move this around a couple times, but I really jumped at the chance, because you're real, like, true aficionado, and your heart's in the right place.
I appreciate that, dude. And well, thank you for all the formative memories. So
yeah, dude, we go way back.
First time I met you, I was 14. You signed my ticket stub, and I still have that ticket stub.
Amazing. Love it, dude. Yeah. All right. So frame that. I want to see it on the background of your next.
I'll make it happen. All right, Dan. Thank you, brother. All right. Thank you, man.
All right. Take care.
You too.